everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So, I know I said that I wasn't really going to do anything Halloween, but then I was feeling it yesterday, I guess, or I actually decided to record this, or made the decision shortly after I came back from Rome, so like Thursday or Friday. So, yeah, here we go. We're building a family home, and it's decorated for Halloween. That said, if you want to play in this house outside of Halloween, just delete the decorations. There's a pumpkin patch outside, sort of, but that you probably can't. Well, you can delete them and then just use it for like plant plots, I suppose. But other than that, the interior, there's some, it's very autumnal, but there are some Halloween decorations here and there. The one that's going to be the most difficult one to redecorate is probably the child's bedroom, because this house is for two parents and also a child. And I decided to go a little bit, I decided to add quite a lot of decorations to the child's bedroom, so that one will probably be a little bit of a challenge, but aside from that, just delete the pumpkins here and there, just delete whatever I've hung on the walls, and you should be good. It's not like it's the center of the decorations just because, or like all the decor in the house, just because I want to make sure that if you don't want to use this house just for Halloween, you still can. You can still use it for just like gameplay, average gameplay, yeah. But then there's also a couple of, decorations outside. Just delete them and you should be good. But I felt like just with what we have, at least, which is surprisingly not a whole lot, with what we have, I decided to just try and do a Halloween inspired house. So it's not creepy. It's just pumpkins, but it's not a Victorian. It's probably not haunted. I don't know. But I did what I could with what I had, and I have literally never decorated anything for Halloween before, so this is my first try. Just want to throw that out there, okay? Just so we're on the same page. Like, this is not a thing that I do, so yeah. Baby steps, yeah. Or if I've done one on the channel, I can't remember it because it would have been post seasons, so 2017 or newer, and I probably haven't, but I might have done like one. I have built so many houses, I can't keep track of which houses I've built at this point. It's a lot. I have a good memory, but it's still limited. I can't remember like 800 houses or something. It's a lot. I've built a lot of houses by now and apartments. So I might have done one before, but I just can't remember. But if I have, it's like once or twice. So, because I don't really do these kinds of houses, I think I'm more likely to probably build for Christmas, but that's also because I love Christmas. I love Christmas so much. So, yeah, that's gonna be good. Do we start tomorrow? Is Christmas starting tomorrow? So anyway, this house, like I said, is for two parents and one kid. It's built on a 30 by 20 and it's built in Brindleton Bay. I don't usually build on this lot. It's up in the forest kind of area, so there's a pond nearby. I think the trees in this area are a little bit annoying when you're taking pictures, and also there's no path leading up to the lot, it's just kind of like randomly placed on green grass. Like, there's nothing, I don't know. It's the first lot that I built in Windenburg though, so that's a little bit funny. But yeah, I haven't touched this lot for a while. I think the last time I did a house here was probably a tiny house for a Disney princess or something. So I just felt like, I don't know, I was feeling like Brindleton vibes in the forest, so just trying to move away from Windenburg a little bit because I know that I favor Windenburg like crazy. And this is a lot that I came up with, so if you're curious about where we're building, it's in the foresty area of Brindleton Bay. So go have a look there, because I don't know what this lot is called as usual, or but like usually called. By default, yeah. I can see that I've built a house here that's called 100 Baby Dream Home before, or possibly just placed down one of my builds here before that was 100 Baby Dream Home themed. But I can't remember, so yeah, just so you know. Like, I often get questions about what lot is this built on. I think, like, look at the surroundings and compare them to your in-game surroundings, because I can't remember what the original lots are called anymore. I've not seen the names of them, and I've not seen the original buildings for years by now, so like I don't know. And usually I will always say what lot size and also which world we're building in. So you can also, if you're not listening to the voiceover, obviously you're not going to hear what I'm saying right now, but you can also find the information in the description, just so you know. But yeah, I can't explain where this is exactly. So anyway, for the interior, we're making everything super cozy, very autumnal, and then you'll see me decorating everything, and then I'll add the Halloween decorations. So there might be like a few places where you're gonna have to, if you don't want them to be there, but you still want there to be clutter, for example, you might have to remove a couple of pumpkins or something and then add your own clutter. For example, here next to the TV, I think I did something like that, but I'm really trying to make it Halloween, but not overdo it as well, because I know that the majority of you probably don't want to permanently live in a Halloween house. Or maybe some of you do. I don't know. Like I don't know. But feel free to just remove all the clutter or all the decorations that you don't want to be there. I think most of them are probably like, I think a big part of it is the color scheme that we're going for, but also a lot of the actual Halloween decor that I ended up using, because we don't really have a lot. So it's mostly pumpkins, which I've said a couple of times by now, but also like these wall decor things. I placed one spider, just one, and then I was aware of it for the rest of the building process and forgot it before I took screenshots, and then got the blood scared out of me, because I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but arachnophobia is real, okay? So, actually, yeah, the last time I mentioned it, I was told off in the comments because apparently phobias aren't real. Let me tell you, phobias are real, okay? I don't care what you say, phobias are real. Have you ever seen something that you're so scared of that you start getting heart palpitations and like cold sweat and stuff? That's me with spiders. So, anyway, just wanted to get that cleared. Now that we're talking about fears, it's quite a fitting day to talk about fears anyway, but yeah, I just don't. It's the only place it's the only one I've used in the entire house, and I don't like looking at it, and it's still there, and I don't like it, so I know it's made out of pixels, but I literally found one in the drain the other day. I have no idea how it got there. If you knew I'm not gonna tell you the exact layout of my apartment, but if you knew the layout of my apartment, it wouldn't make sense that it ended up in the shower. So I'm like, was it in my hair when I went to shower? Because I can't really imagine any other way the spider would have ended up in my shower, other than I would have taken it with me to the shower. So I had to like remove hair from the drain, you know, as you do when you have very thick long hair, or just if you have hair on your head. And then it was just lying there. It was drowned, but it was just lying there, and it scared the bejeweled out of me. Like, I know, no. So I have been, every time I've showered since, I've been scared to find a new one. It's awful, okay? I don't like it. So anyway, only use one of those in the house. You can remove it if you don't like spiders, just like me. Just get rid of it. I will not judge you, not even one bit. So you do you. As for the kitchen, cluttering it up, making sure that there's still one. Actually, no, I ended up placing down the coffee machine. I should have placed down the hot tea. Is there a cold tea machine as well? Where'd that come from? The tea machine, because you're a tea brewer, can't you make hot chocolate in that? I think you can't really do that in the coffee machines as far as I remember. I don't know, if you favor tea or hot chocolate over coffee, same, so just remove it, place down the tea brewer instead. It's all up to you, but in case you'd forgotten, I'm pretty sure you guys know more about gameplay than I do, but in case you'd forgotten, you know, that's a possibility or an option for you. I don't know, for some reason I just felt like placing down the coffee one for a second, but I'm like, no. Oh, I forgot! They also have room for a dog in this house. So there is a small dog. There is a bed underneath the spider in the living room, And I didn't place down a bowl, a food bowl, while recording, but there is one. So you can, I think you might not be able to spot it in the pictures at the end of the video, but there is one in the kitchen. So yeah. Last time I talked about seasonal dogs, there was a couple of you who got it completely right. Like, you fully understood what I meant. So that was autumnal dogs. I want to know if you can mention one Halloween dog. Like, if there was a dog breed that reminded you of Halloween, or like had the Halloween spirit, or whatever you want to call it, let me know, because honestly I cannot think of any. But let me know. You know, like black cats. Black cats are cute, by the way. We're not judging black cats. I know that's the whole thing with like adopting cats, like they don't get adopted for some reason. Black cats are cute. We adore them. But I don't know if like a Labrador has the same kind of vibe to it as a black cat. So if you got any others though, let me know, because I find that sort of thing funny. So, but if I was to ask about cat breeds, do cats even have breeds? Like, I know they have some, but not really. It's very mixed, right? As far as I've understood. I'll fully admit I don't know much about cats, so that is the thing. But I know that there are some breeds, at least, because I learned that through cats and dogs, literally. But yeah, I will say, other than like, if I was to ask you what kind of cat breeds would be Halloweenish, I think most of you would probably say black cats, right? But if there are any others, feel free to let me know too. Educate me on cats, because I'm a dog person. I don't know much about cats. I grew up with 2 dogs, one at a time. So it's a thing. It's what I know. I don't know cats. So let me know. Let a girl know. I think, honestly, if I was ever to get a cat and I could freely choose what it would be, I would want a, what is it? Norwegian short hair? Is that what they're called? Or a black cat. So that's what I think, but I don't really know. I think they're called Norwegian short hairs, aren't they? Someone's gonna yell at me in the comments. I just know. Please tell me I'm right, because I really want to be right about it. Anyway, we're building the child's bedroom, and as you can see, I just decided to, I don't know, I feel like Halloween is also, maybe I'm an ignorant Dane, like, I don't know much about Halloween, okay? We celebrate other things over here that you don't really celebrate in other parts of the world, so like we have our own traditions and stuff. I don't know much about Halloween, but isn't it mostly like a kid's thing? Isn't it? Or is it like overall? Is it an overall thing? Like, I don't know. So I just felt like, because to me, it seems more of like a kid's thing. So I just felt like, you know, let's go a little bit extra. Let's turn it up a notch for the child's bedroom. So I'm using some wall decor as well from Seasons, and the toys in here, at least the ones that I ended up using, were also Halloween inspired. Although there's a Sasquatch on one of the tables, which I would argue is not necessarily Halloween, but I don't know, I felt like it would fit. So, and they also have the rug, of course, but you can swap any of it out if you don't want it to look like this. Feel free to do so. You are completely welcome to actually redecorate the whole house if you'd rather it looked completely different on the interior. I am completely okay with that. Do what you want. So out here we are making this sort of like outdoors but still indoors, but really outdoors because there's no roof on it, sort of hobby room. So they have both the woodworking table, there's the pumpkin carving station, I think that's what they're called. So if there's not enough pumpkins on this lot, you can also make some extras if you want to. And there's also an easel. I sometimes tend to sacrifice like creative items and hobby items and such for just regular rooms in my builds. So sometimes it's important, like usually if anything, I'll place them in a garage or something, you know, but I don't often have like dedicated hobby rooms. So for this one, instead of just making another little sitting area, lounge area, if you will, I decided to turn it into, let's play some skill items in there, you know. So they have a little bit of an outdoors, slightly indoors, but mostly outdoors sort of hobby room. So I was desperately trying to make the landscaping, the foliage look autumnal. I think there's a lot of plants. So for this sort of, this darker kind of landscaping, like to go for the debug items, but there are some of the debug items that aren't affected by seasons for some reason. So maybe they're just, actually, I don't really know. I thought I had a theory for it for a second, but then I was like, what was it again? Anyway, I had to playtest the food bowl. That's not food bowl. Candy bowl? No, that's not what it's called either. Oh gosh, I forgot the name for it. No, doesn't it start with a P? Or are those the things that they carry around when you go trick-or-treating? See, I'm clueless. Like, I'm not a Halloween person. I'm from Denmark. I know nothing. I only know Michael Myers from Halloween. Like, I know Halloween, like the movies. I know those very well. But the tradition, no. Getting really heavily tongue-tied today as well. Let's just choose to ignore that collectively. Thank you. Actually haven't watched Halloween yet. Haven't had my marathon. I need to do that today because I need to, I feel like that's an obvious thing to do today, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. But I needed to check the candy bowl, so it does work. I just wasn't really sure because some of the items that you actually interact with have to be on a specific surface. So for example, like a kitchen counter or something, but that one was fine. I think it's because she doesn't actually touch the bowl. She just kind of hovers her hand over it or something. So it's actually placed on a stool, not a table, but it still works. And then as for the yard, we have the pumpkin patch, which I'll admit I can't remember what a pumpkin patch looks like, but I tried. I gave it my best shot. And then also a little bit of like an outdoors kind of dining situation, but they also have a grill, a small grill. It's a picnic table, so it's not like a fancy setup or anything, but I felt like it fit with the house. And other than that, just putting down a lot of paths, actually, or like these rock paths things, rocks, I don't know what they're called either right now. Gee, what is happening today? But also, there was enough going on with the yard as it was, to be honest, so I didn't feel like they needed a pool or a bar area or anything like that. No sand pit this time around either, but they just have what they need outside, I think, for a house like this. It was mostly about like vibes anyway. The overall situation or the overall goal with this house was just to get the right vibes, if you get what I mean. So that was my main focus when I was building this. While still keeping in mind that you should be able to use this outside of Halloween as well if you just delete a few things. So, but yeah. Anyway, I think we are getting to the end of the video, so I'll be wrapping up this voiceover now. If you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find the tray files over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment, where you can also find a link to my booktube. So if you like to read, definitely go check out the channel. But aside from that, I think that's about all I gotta say for today. So happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.